Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites, Toronto camp. I'd say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that ruled well in Israel. We're the masters and teachers of the wisdom and truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And we just want to get into some various topics going on out there, doctrines of devils and deceits, and just bringing out the truth, shining the light of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is His word, and blasting the doctrines of filth and putting them underneath us, and letting Yahweh's doctrine exceed before His coming. We just bring out the scripture that we have heard.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 36. But if any man think that he behaves himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry.
That's right. So this is in the law. Now you have people out there talking nonsense about the scriptures and going against it, even though it's lawful to keep these things. But in these times that we're living in, you can't keep everything in the scriptures 100%, because we're under the curses. Now, when we're in the kingdom, we're gonna be able to keep everything perfect. And you have people out there, you know, the brothers brought out that Yochanan was blaspheming the scriptures and actually trying to give license to sin in these times. You know, if a brother would like to just speak on it a bit, because they, you know, if you've seen the video, just speak on it.
So basically, they're blaspheming and bearing false witness against Jim and his brothers. He took a video and edited it where our apostles are saying it's okay to rape or to take hold of a 12-year-old, right? So he put it together as if we're pedophiles, when all the apostles doing was going into the law. He's now saying we should do it now, right? We're saying in old times, that's what would happen. You know, if you see a woman and she passed the age of her flower, then it's lawful, right? And there's actually you don't rape her and leave her. There's actually a law to that. It's a procedure. So it's not something you just. It's not like now with Esau, where in his kingdom you see a woman and rape this girl and do some unlawful thing and rape her and take off, because there's a law that goes with it. So this Deuteronomy 22 and 28, right? And it reads, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, so doesn't actually mean a virgin as it means today. It means a young woman of marriageable age, which is not betrothed, like promised to somebody else, and lay hold on her, so arrest her.
That's right.
And lie with her, and they be found. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. So to make it right with the damsel's father, you have to pay 50 shekels. And you have to pay 50 shekels and leave her? No, because it reads, and she shall be his wife. So it's not some perverted thing where, you know, you just see some girl and rape her, and, you know, as it is in today's kingdom. No, that's your wife, man. So you gotta be careful in what you're doing, because there's a procedure, right, of how it's done, right? And you gotta make sure that you want to be with that woman, because lawfully you can't put her away. As keep reading, because he hath humbled her. So he's broken her hymen, right? He's taken her, right? He may not put her away all his days. So that's his wife forever, man. So yes, it might sound like a fun thing to do, but what if you and her have nothing in common? You know, you're messing with your life for some woman that you have nothing in common with, and she can't cook, right? She can't clean. So it might sound all fun to some sicko, but we, man of truth, we're not sickos, man. right? So this Yako Wako is his name, Yako Nako.
Yeah,
that's his new,
You know,
that's his new label.
like you're sick,
Yeah.
and he has an effeminate spirit on him. Like for you to sit there and you know, want to make videos about all the pedophilia, Pizzagate, right, and edify some brothers, right? Do something, because if you think Esau is gonna give you some privilege for like coming at the man of the Lord at GMS camp, you made a sad mistake. Right?
He's trying to give a license to sin.
You know what I mean?
We don't have no license to sin, man. We're under sin because we went out broke the laws. But this guy is trying to give authority when he's a person of no authority. He's just being a deceiver, man. And you are really too hard, man.
Right, but basically it's a fulfilling prophecy, because it was said in Peter's that in the last days there'll be scoffers.
Yep.
Right. So I think it was Second Peter's 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers,
That's right.
which is what he's doing, walking after their own lusts. So there's no edification in you coming at the man of the Lord, right?
That's right.
It's just,
He's just blaspheming.
That's right.
He's not coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's why he's getting checked so hard, and you know, he's pushing a false doctrine. He's not coming in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. He's coming in the spirit of Satan.
That's right.
And he's one of the children of disobedience. You know, him pushing that doctrine it's not edifying, man. You just, you know, wanting, you're being wanton, undisciplined. Is there more?
That's it for that.
I got a precept. Precept. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist.
So this guy, he's into storytelling, and you have many guys that follow out the truth, and they're into telling their own type of story. They look at the doctrine, they you know, they're watching our videos, all of those videos, and just trying to get on one little thing where, you know, it sounds sweet and what's in the scriptures, and then they try to make anybody who's following to fall off. But this is all part of prophecy. So he's one of the guys that has itching ears in what he's doing. He's not being humble. He's not being patient in the faith. He's not edifying nothing. He's a broken cistern. Continue.
Yeah, but Salaki, this is the actual scripture that I really want to get. This was 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents.
Yeah, you're being disobedient to the parents of Great Millstone,
That's right.
the masters of Great Millstone, who have taught you, you know, how to be a man, and you spit in their face, man, spiritually, by talking another doctrine, and then you want their position because you're covetous, man. You're covetous. You envy. You know, and you're going off, man, and you won't humble yourself. So you might have to taste. You might have to taste the wrath when that sword is refurbished, man, by the white man when he brings that martial law. You agent of death. Continue.
Disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, right?
Yep.
Incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heedy, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. Right?
So he's taking that rape doctrine as a pleasure. You know, you're supposed to satisfy you because you're gonna have an urge, but in the law, there's balance there. you're supposed, like brother brought out the scriptures, Deuteronomy, that you're supposed to be with the woman. You take her, you're supposed to pay the damsel fee, the fee, because you touched on another man's property.
Sure.
So you got to pay for that. So it's a trespass, but you pay for it, which is lawful. But really, you're not supposed to just go out there and just go rape anything. You gotta be a man of wisdom is gonna check out, oh, is that girl, is she worth, being with?
That's right.
Or is she gonna be a headache for the rest of my life?
That's right.
Or is she, but since you're under the curses, what can you expect? You gotta really ask and inquire of the Most High. But you can't take things, everything in pleasure. You have to first seek out the wisdom before you go and do a pleasure, because you're gonna end up slipping. Brothers, that is in the truth, because this is not just about Yakanan. The whole lesson is really about edifying brotherhood. Because you have young brothers that are coming into this, they think they can get with any woman in general. But all women is, they're not all right in the head, because the way how this society is set up is they're into pleasures, man. And women ain't even women anymore, man. They're just a jump off, basically, in this society. But if they're growing up by, the right man, a man of the Lord, or they're raised in a proper household, then they might have a little 2 cents here and there, just a little.
I'm just going to jump down to verse 13 just to finish this off. It says, "But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived."
And that's right, man. So Yakanan, is described to a T. You're an evil man, and you're waxing worse and worse, right? It went from you, making that video about the apostles, way back, like about 6-7 months ago, right? And now you're being false witness against a brother who's not even a part of GMS. Like, no one knows who that person is. He's just some guy that they made up and say he's a part of GMS. But the camp that you're placing brothers, the brother of that camp says that brother's he's not a brother. He's just some niggerite, right? That you're ascribing that demonic energy towards that camp of GMS, right? So yeah, you're waxing worse and worse, right?
And it says, "But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and how hast been Salakia, and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them."
All right, so that's our elders and apostles, right? We should be continuing with what we've been taught, and don't try and change the doctrine, right? Because when you change the doctrine, you're on your own.
That's right. You're adding heaps of coals on your head, man. What's in Revelations?
That's right.
It said, "If any man take or add unto these, the plague shall be added unto him." Man. So the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be added unto you. We have everything that we need in this truth, so you don't need to be adding on this doctrine, this, that. Just shut the fuck up, man.
That's right.
And be patient. Be patient. That's the main thing. You got to suffer, man. Because there's a lot of brothers out there in this truth that is suffering, man. But you have guys like Yakanan, who's and others that fell out the truth, that is totally undisciplined, man.
He's been paid off, man.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where he must be getting this evil spirit, this demonic spirit. He must be getting paid off. And if you're not getting paid, you should get paid, right? But know that you're going against you're not going against us. You're going against Yahushua, man, and Yahweh.
That's right.
Right, because it's not our doctrine. This thing of ours, right? We're just following the leaders, the apostles who were set up.
That's right. This is just a hand-me-down. We have no promise in this life, but the promises are written in the scriptures, so we take hold and take heed of them, and then continue in it, because this is what's been given unto our forefathers, and we have the right, and this is the testimony, the will that we have to the end of our days on this earth. That's all we have. The principal things, man. You know, this is how to actually live, and this is the fulfillment of actually life. You know, you don't not what you got in your pocket and all of that. It's really taking hold of these of wisdom and knowledge, because this is the thing that's gonna lead you into the righteous path.
I got something. You had anything? Okay, so this is Titus chapter 1, verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. So like basically too, you're gonna have men in the fold too who are gonna be talking, you know, or trying to do things out of their own vain lust or vain opinions, trying to divide and conquer within the truth, right? And it says whose mouths must be stopped, right? And how are we doing it? We stop it with the scriptures, right? That's why we're doing this lesson now too, right? And it says who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, right?
So there's being paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So those Titus.
It's Titus.
Speaking in the spirit.
Yeah, because even back in the ancient world, the time Yahushua was on the scene, you had men that were actually paid off. Those Pharisees, man. Pharisees and Sadducees, they were paid off to not teach the doctrine of Yahushua. They were to subvert. They were like, oh, don't mention that name, but okay, just keep the customs. You know, pretend, you know, in the streets, oh, you're this high-minded guy, you know everything, this, that, and the third, but you're a walking corpse. You know, and that's what you have today. Are people looking like they're the top-notch guy? Got the garments, the armbands, and everything. You know,
wolf in sheep clothing.
Yeah.
Right.
They're teaching, saying they're teaching, but really they're lying. They're just murmuring, man. That's all they're doing.
Well, teaching lies.
Yeah.
Right.
Just teaching beer garbage. Everything that's coming out of their mouth is like it's like a dry river, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
So this is Romans 16, verse 17. So now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses.
And how you mark them? You call them out, man. And you say you went off here. You're getting charged. You're trespassing what the word says. You're going against it. So we're calling you out. Yeah, there's a place for repentance, but hey, some guys they've gone too far. You've gone to the dark side, so now you got to get blasted. You got to get G-checked from Yahweh Shemi Ashai through the scriptures.
That's right.
Continue.
So contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Verse 18. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own belly.
That's right. So they're serving to their own appetite, their own lust, desires, their fulfillment. Oh, I'm gonna subvert people. Oh, I got this doctrine, I know it. Now it's time for me to, you know, they let that demon that was taking over their conscience take over, man. To teach a lie instead of the truth. And they're not teaching that, they're missing, they're going off in points. Continue.
And by good words and fair speech deceive the hearts of the simple.
So the Israelite minds that have not been built up their foundation, man, proper foundation, and known in the gospel, who haven't been fully gone through the tribulations. So there's people out there that are Israelites that are not of Israel that are following these guys that are pushing garbage, man. Straight rubbish that has nothing to do with Yahushua. It has to do with they're filling their own bellies. And we've already seen guys, brothers that have been in the truth, that seen guys that have done the same thing as Yachanan. And where are they? The Most High got rid of them, man. Yeah, Yahana, he's one of them. What's his name? That guy. There's a few guys, man, that are out there that have done that. Bubble Eyes. There's a couple other guys. Nate Snaken. You know, there's a whole lot of them out there. There's more of them, of the liars that are out there, than there are guys that are fully taking hold of this truth. You know, that are doing that. Because they see this as a fad. And they despise Yahushua's rulership, man. They despise it with a T. And those guys are guys that actually set up Yahushua back then. Because they don't want to, these guys that are going against the doctrine, they don't want to lose their title. But they had no title. It's Yahushua who's going to get the title. So what crown are they getting on their head? A one that corrodeth, man. Is there more there? Or that's it?
That's it.
Okay, I have, this is 1 Corinthians 10 and 23. It says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. So, like we got into about the rape doctrine, you can't, you know, go out there and do things that is lawful, in all things that are lawful in the scriptures. Main thing that we're supposed to do is really prophesy. That's the main thing, because Yahushua commanded us. Whether we get put in imprisonment, confined, or whatever, all we have to do is just keep prophesying. Not out there trying to build a family, even though we're supposed to build a family, you know. But in this place, it's the opposite. The main thing we have to build is our faith, because that's all we really have. You know, we're supposed to be building Yahushua's kingdom through faith, and then keeping the doctrine that He's placed before us, and then we're supposed to do it unto death. It says, present your body as a living sacrifice. So that's the main thing. We're not supposed to be telling damn lies, man.
This is a wicked man, right? Yeah. And it's like in the ancient world, right? It stated in Maccabees, wicked men, you know, went out of Israel and made covenant with the heathens, right? So that's when in other words, today's speech, they sold out, right? And for what? Right? For vainglory, right? Because you must not believe in what is the Bible saying. You can't believe in the Bible, because if you do believe in the Bible, you know there's a punishment, there's a penalty for go against Yahweh and Yahushua. Right? So you thinking it's fun and jokes and think, you know, it's a light thing, right? You're blaspheming, right? Right? And you're bearing false witness against the brethren, you know? Because there's so much other videos that could be edifying, right? Want to make videos about World War III, you know, the RFID chip, microchip, right? Why don't you make videos that are uplifting, that can edify brothers who are waking up? Want to salute the apostle, right?
And Yahushua, that's what it's about, man. Not about you, man. There's scriptures on that about lifting up your brothers, because there's certain brothers that are catching more hell than you are, man.
That's right. But we're in the age of views and likes, right? So I guess the more views he gets, that's what pumps him up. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it fuels his ego.
Right?
Yeah, he's too pumped. He's too swell. And let's see where that takes you when the chariots come, man. Or when Esau kicks in your door, tell you to get on the ground. You know, you never had a gun in your face yet, man. You haven't had a gun in your face, trust me. Yeah.
This is Mark chapter 12, verse 17. And Yahushua answering said unto them, render to Caesar's the things that are Caesar's, and to the Most High the things that are the Most High's. And they marveled at him.
That's right. So you're supposed to be, you're supposed to pay Esau's tab to the best of your ability, but you're not supposed to give a license to sin. You're supposed to render the things that are the Most High's. So you're supposed to be edifying in these times. It's supposed to be prophesying the doctrine and the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the kingdom that is going to reign forever. You pushing and going against the brotherhood, you're a deceiver and a liar.
And a fool.
That's right. Because you're going against, you're being marked, man, for judgment. You're not edifying the body so that the men that are crying aside can only dwell on those things. You're being a damn prick. That's what you're being.
He's being the whole ass. You know, you have assholes and the whole ass. He's the whole ass. Right? And a fool. Right? Because it states in Proverbs, answer not a fool. Right? So we're not really answering to you. Right? We're just making these videos for the hopeful elect. Right? So don't get deceived by you. Right? You're nothing, man. Right? You're just dust. A dust mite.
The dust on the balance.
Right? So don't get all puffed up that all the brothers making videos to give a reply. It's not really answering to you. It's just for the elect. That they don't get misled by your madness. Because there's some men over the leg are just waking up and they're just dizzy, so they might ask, wonder, what's going on? Right? So this is for them, not really for you, bro.
That's right, because it says, mark them that cause division. Because when I first came into this thing, the elders were marking the men that were causing division, like that guy Raka of GOCC. I never knew he was bubbleized, but when I was watching his videos from before, and then the spirit came to me, and the elders didn't put up his face or whatever, but they were saying, when they said, oh, they wear all white and stuff, then I knew it was that guy, because he was deceiving.
That's what's the food, man. I used to be a part of that cult. Not a part of it. Like, I never baptized, but I was come out of Christianity, and it's still a close Christianity. So hey, it sounds lovey-dovey,
He's telling you you're Jacob and this,
right?
It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's a sweet doctrine. But then you find out it's a bed full of nails you're sleeping on, man.
Damn devil, man.
If I may, can I just read this one
Yes.
more time? It just says, Mark chapter 12, verse 17. And Yahushua answering said unto them, render to Caesar's the things that are Caesar's, and to the Most High things that are the Most High's. And they marveled at him. And let this whole issue be a lesson to the true brothers, right? Because you can't be over righteous, especially in this kingdom. Remember, they're marking you too. You have to be balanced to a certain degree. That's why Yahushua said, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Right? And that's not being wise when you take a woman that young. Because this is a lesson, because there's probably brothers out there that are probably thinking about it. You never know. That's why it happened. Right? So just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's certain guys that, they don't know who this Yakanan is, and they might be telling their business to him, oh, there was this young thing, she was giving me the eyes, she liked my shoes. She liked my shoes. Hey, an episode like that happened to me yesterday, and I said thanks, and I kept it moving. It was a young thing, it was only for young things, and it was a squad of them, but I gotta keep it moving. I gotta wait until the kingdom, and everything shall be added. So I gotta keep my mind focusing in this book. Let these two breaths right here satisfy me all the time, man.
That's right.
Because I could go out there and then I end up in jail behind bars.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Complain to GMS? You're sharing this about doctrine. Nigga, please. Nigga, please, man. You on your own after that, like the elders said. The elders are teaching the doctrine the right way. If the Most High gives you a woman, or whatever, or some ill nana for the month, then that's all you need, After a certain time, it gets played out. The thing that never gets played out is this truth, because that's the time that we're living in. Because this is the awakening, spiritual awakening, man. We're like in the time when Neo first got the truth in the Matrix, man. And it's being played out every day until Yahushua redeems his elect, man. And then it's gonna gradually even progress, because we're just at the precursor right now, man. we're trying to cross over. It's just like we were in the time of Egypt. And Moses gave the word, and then, you know, then we sojourned. So that's the time that we're in right now, man. You know? Certain guys are being high-minded like you, Yakinan. And that's gonna get played out, man. You're about to fall through the cracks. Because your doctrine is not built on a foundation. It's about destroying the foundation of Yahushua. Your doctrine is full of a bed of nails, man. You have something else?
Okay. Okay, I got some. So this is Mark chapter 13, verse 9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. And just like the elder was saying about taking heed to the times as well and know what you're doing, that's what the brother from Houston was talking about too. He said this is going to happen even more. You're going to have people demonizing you even more, and it's going to only intensify, right?
That's right. Because it's about the community of Yahushua.
That's right.
Because there's going to be brothers that are going to be sacrificed for Yahweh Shem Yahushua's namesake, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua's name is going to be glorified. Because you're seeing it's being intensified. You have Jake in the hip-hop world or an entertainment world, you know, saying the name Yahweh Shem Yahushuah, even though that they're in gross darkness. They're not of the truth, but the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushuah is going to be brought to the council of Esau, man, and be sacrificed for Yahweh Shem Yahushua's namesake. Because the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushuah shall be glorified in these last days. And this word is getting out. It's like it's like a antidote that's curing cancer, man. You know, it's spreading like a green field, a green bayed field, man. That's how it's growing. So we're coming to the end of this secular society, and to the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushuah. There's more?
Yes. And, you know, because it says here also, rulers and kings for my sakes, for a testimony against them, right? This guy, he's also testifying to the kings of the earth, because he's putting this information on the World Wide Web. So everybody's looking at this, so we're really being, you know, judged right now.
That's right. Because we're in the time of of the great judgment. That's the time we're in. Judgment happens every day, man. It says, the scriptures in Psalm says that the Most High loves judgment.
Okay. Verse 10, and it says, and the gospel must first be published among all nations.
Yeah, so it's being published through the World Wide Web.
That's right.
You had something to say?
No, I was saying, brother saying published and also made public, right? So this is being made public. So you're not just coming at man GMS. You're also calling yourself an Israelite, man. Right? You're marked. So you know you're pulling the house on yourself, right? And the men of the Lord, which we hope that we are, we're protected by the Most High, right? You just be out there by yourself, man. I mean, Esau put his foot sideways up your ass, right? We don't be laughing,
that's right?
Right? And it'd be just desserts, what you deserve for being a whole ass. All right.
That's his problem. That he doesn't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushuah. Does not have it, because he won't be doing the things that he's doing.
There's no wisdom.
He hasn't had a gun put up in his face. SWAT come roll up in your house and hold you up, put you in the back of the car, arrest you for no reason, you know. And if that did happen to him, he took the easy way out. Because where's your faith, you prick? Continue.
And it says, verse 11, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak, neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost.
That's right. So this is what's going to be happening soon. It's going to be the testimony of how Bashim Shai that's going to be coming out of the men that have been silent crying when they're in the hands of the council of the evil, man. Because they're going to get that judgment. Because it's not them who has the last say. It's really the Most High. He has the first and the last. Esau's just in the judgment seat, but he cannot even rule right. Because he's just a son of perdition, man. So he's doing his job in the way that he's supposed to be doing. Because he is Cain, he is Kwayan, a dagger in the earth. So he's just made to destroy. He's not like a hammer in the earth where he builds and destroys. He fucking obliterates everything that he puts his hands to. So the council of the wicked, when they put their hands on the elect, the Most High is going to be making his moves. Because this has to come to pass, because it happened to Yahushua, so how much more for the men of Yahushua, like the apostles back then in the ancient world, where they were, they were brought to council of the wicked and they were slain for Yahweh Yahushua's namesake. Continue.
And it says, now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death.
Which is what? Go ahead.
It's prophecy, because this is in Deuteronomy. Going back to Deuteronomy 28, this is the curses. Fulfillment of the curses. Continue.
Yeah, but as the brother was saying, this is what woman's appearance. So back in the world in Christianity, you think it's your natural appearance, and your mom and dad going against them, right? But this is talking about spiritual appearance, which is elder apostle, elder apostle Tahar, elder apostle Gabar, elder apostle Ramlab, elder apostle Rakah, right? So you're going against who taught you, your parents, man. You're a bastard, bro, right? And I hope Yahweh Shai kills you, man.
That's right.
Right? And slowly, not a quick death, an embarrassing slow death. Right? You brother?
Verse 13, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
And what's the Lord's name? It's His law, such a commandment, man, because that's what it represents. So you're hating us, man of the Lord, for telling you what it says in the law. Nobody in GMS told anybody to rape any 12 or 14-year-old girl. Nobody. And if that's what you're hearing, you need to go get your ears checked. Right? It's about a spiritual thing that the apostle went into and explained how it was in the ancient world. And furthermore, if we're raping, we're hated. So if that was happening, how come no one's arrested for it? Right? You think Esau would love for that to be happening for true? To come grab us up and put us on the physical news? Right? But you're a damn demon and a devil, man. Right? That's it?
Bowser.
So I got a script. This is Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocryphy. The apostles say it. I guess one of the others say it. So this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. Verse 2. In the sight of the unwise, which is Yachanan and whoever else is following him, they seem to die. And their departure is taken for misery.
Oh, man. So they don't get the worthy of the type of death they ought to get, or even a death like Judas Iscariot. You're gonna die a horrible death. You're not gonna get something worthy of like a prophet. You can actually call on the name of Yahweh Shai. You just die like a sheep. You're gonna, oh man, whatever Most High has for you, man. Yikes. I don't want to be in your shoes, man. I got my shoes out walking. Continue.
Verse 3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
For the elect is in peace, man. With Yahushua, because they walk the life that they're supposed to walk in. Continue.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Right? Right. So immortality is only promised to the elect, man. Right? For the men, for the hopeful elect, the men who are sighing and crying, right? For this wicked kingdom to come to naught. Right? So we're promised immortality, and we're all prisoners of hope, and the hope is to be given a crown by Yahushua and to be immortal with him, right? And be made right, where we can't go off again. All right? Verse 5. And having been little chastised, right? They shall be greatly rewarded. So this is part of chastisement, man. So this is not easy, no cakewalk. This has to happen, right? Because you're setting up Esau to come at us, not knowing that you're a part of this too, right? So for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself, right? So yeah, we're gonna add that.
Oh no, that was basically explained.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so yeah, the Most High has proved us, right? Hopeful elect. And what you think you're doing is actually helping us to be refined, right? Clearing out all the impurities and weeding out the weak ones, the sissy soft suckers, right?
Sure. I got a quick precept here, and it says this is 2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse. I'll start at the 44th verse. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High.
And to put on the immortal is to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Because this is the road to redemption, man. Whether you take heed or not, this is the only way. Because one side in Esdras it says one side is water and the other side is fire. So you gotta know what you're getting into. Because this is the same path Yahushua took, and the forefathers before you that actually stayed faithful and had held on to fast onto their integrity of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Continue.
And it says, put on the mortal and have confessed the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
So to confess, you have to confess that who Yahushai is. That's what it's about. Continue.
Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth the palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom ye have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
So the men that stayed in the faith, they're going to be receiving the praise and the fame, because they held fast on the doctrine of Yahweh Shemi Shai till the end, unto death, and they presented their bodies as a living sacrifice. So that's what it's all about, man. And about vainglory and being covetous, being blasphemers of the doctrine of Yahushua. There's already works in here showing that men who did that, and what did they receive? They received what Judas Iscariot got, and received death, man, because they weren't walking in a godly state of mind. Is there more?
I got a precept. One more. You got anything?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
All right. So this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. I'll start at verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father, and I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Right? And that's going into what we're going to get when we overcome this, man. That's when we're going to get all the fame and all the things that really, what we desire in righteousness.
The real fame.
But the part you left out, you know, is be broken with the potter's, read the part again?
It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron as the vessels of a potter.
All right, so rule them who? Of the nations, man. Right? And right now, you're acting like a 2/3, right? So you're going to get broken with a rod of iron.
That's right.
Right? You're going to get disciplined. Which way, you know, you're a bad child. And you know how we deal with our children. It's in the law. If you're a child that's going off and you bring him to the elders and he's still acting up, which you have been brought to the elders and you're acting up, the parents should hold you and throw up the cliff. That's lawful.
Or
Right.
get stoned.
Stoned. Right?
Well, he might get stoned. He might get shot up.
Right? And stoned with some bullets.
He's gonna get riddled, man.
Right?
Yeah.
That was that
Yeah.
for that one?
Yeah.
Acts 5:38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
That's right. So your counsel that you brought up, your doctrine of filth, and try to claim that, you know, see, the thing is, you're not even mentioning anything. You may use the name Yahushua, but there's really no anything backing it. There's no spiritual. There's nothing spiritual about what you're pushing, because you're coming against the brotherhood that grew you up in the spirit, and then you're coming with this carnality. He has everything to say, like a bitch, like a little female, like a little girl, saying nah, this, that. You have everything, there's an offense. Every little point there's an offense. Rape doctrine is an offense. Oh, the brothers are being brotherly to another brother. Oh, that's an offense. Oh, this brother, he works in the gym, and he's saying bearing false witness against him. When you're the one who's not in check. You need to check yourself, man. That's why you're already wrecking yourself. More there?
That's it.
This is Revelation chapter 22, verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
That's right. So we're leaving it to yourself, man, because you're gonna be your own demise, right? So nothing we can do for you, man. I can't do nothing for you, man. Right?
That's why we don't really give you the time of day. We don't give you our energy, but we're here to, we're rebuking you that you may, wake up or whatever. But really, you're in a burning house right now, man. The house is burning down. Your house is burning down, man. You've gone back in the house that was dead, burning down to the ground, and you went back to sleep. You're comatose, man. Continue.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. And I'm going to jump down to verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. Right?
So that's plainly and clearly talking about you Elkanah, right? So
Or anybody who follows him, man.
that's right.
Because you got guys out there, sleeper agents for this guy, and sleeper agents for IUIC and stuff like that. You have agents out there.
That's right. So
Bunch of spooks that sat by the door, man.
yeah, you ain't gonna be being on a chart with those things you've been talking about, man. Right? You come back in the kingdom, yes, but to some Teddy Pendergrass. Turn out the lights. Right? That's how you come back to Kingdom, man. You know? Some big making music. All right? Right? You know that one?
I'm done. Finish, yeah.
All right. So to you, feminists, it's for the feminists, right? And the brothers who weren't inspired by the elders of GMS, you know, think, but while we're going at a brother and you know, we're bringing our brothers down, we should come together. We can't come together with a person like that, man, right? So this is Matthew 12, and this is Yahushai telling you what brother is, right? And who his mother is. Mm-hmm. So this is Matthew 12, and it started at 48. Start at 47. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he, who is Yahushai, answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. Right? Verse 50. For whoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So the brothers in this truth come before you, your natural brother, and your father in this truth is the apostles of Great Millstone, right? The elders, apostles, right? So they even come before your natural father, because my father, he didn't tell me about my Israelite, right? He didn't tell me about I can't be with a woman if she's got a man. He was doing that, right? And I was watching him do it. So I was lusting after my brother's wife and other men's women, because I saw him doing that. So I was following his footsteps. But until I came across this doctrine, which is of Yahushai and his father Yahweh, right? I didn't realize that that's being a beast, man. That's worse than a dog, right? So yeah, that's our brother and that's our mother. In the scriptures and the father is the apostles, man. Right?
That's right. There's levels to this, right? You know, because if you're gonna, obviously you come from the seed of Israel, but not all Israel's of Israel. Because you have Israelites that are not even woken. They're Israelites. They found out they're Israelites and then still walking in the ways of evil, man, and the ways of darkness.
Savages, man.
And the only people that are doing that is brothers that are crying and sighing on the internet, telling you the right doctrine through the masters of Great Millstone. And nobody else is doing that. They have something to say. They have knick-knack, paddywhack to say things, little tedious things on what the elders are bringing up. But then again, you don't have these guys pushing out as much videos of truth and edifying the whole congregation of Israel. That's what you have. Because you have more of our people that are so dead. 2/3 of our people are going to die. And there's only a third that's going to actually make it, man. 1/3. So it's about being serious, man. That's something to really take knowledge of. You have a lot of our people really put to death, man, through the hands of Esau, but really through the green light is coming through Yahweh Shem Yahshai, no one else. So it's about getting right, man. Right through, not through your own righteousness, but through Yahweh Shem Yahshai's righteousness. Because he's the only one who can stop certain things from happening. That's it. You had something else, or you want me to grab something? Because I have some stuff on deck. This is get this Romans 6 and 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahushai wa Mashiach.
Well, lying is a sin, right? So you get just dessert for sinning willfully, because no one asked you or told you to go to a line of brother, right? Lying GMS, right? So Yahushua said in his word, the wage of sin is death. So we here wishing death on you, right, is in accord with scriptures, right? There's no mercy for you, because it says you're supposed to forgive a brother 7 times 70.
Yeah.
But just quoted, you're not a brother.
That's right.
Right? You're just a wicked niggalite.
Yeah.
And you're in Israel, you're a niggalite.
Because you're supposed to really forgive that brother, but you're not supposed to forget, certain, not everybody in Israel is going to get along, even though they may be on the same page as Yahweh Bashim Yashab, but there's certain ways you have to go a different way than that brother, then go a different way, but you're supposed to still continue in the faith.
So if you say, if I offend you, cut it off.
Yeah,
So, you cut off, man.
that's right.
Right?
Because if you forgive a brother, that's not holding you back to getting to your destination. When you want to despise and all this thing, you're not going to be moving forward. You're going trickling down the drain, man. Drip by drip, you're not going anywhere. You're being stagnant. So if you want to get somewhere in this, you need to put it. You put on mortal clothing, man. And trying to say that you're pushing the doctrine of Yahweh Shai, and you're not. And that's not edifying, man. That's called destroying. You're just trying to destroy the foundation and thinking that you're still on foundation. You're seeping through the cracks. Continue.
Okay.
If you had
That's it.
This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Right?
That's right. So it's about balance, man. You're supposed to be, if you're teaching your mind the righteous things of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're supposed to be teaching your brother the same thing. But your mind is corrupt. That's why you called yourself Two Hearts, man. And you still ain't changed.
And just to add to it, just not to get too confused, when it says love thy neighbor, doesn't mean I go outside your front door and see Tom McGillicuddy, who's cutting his grass and say that's your neighbor. He's talking about an Israelite man, and that's found in the law. So Yahweh Shai is quoting in the law about loving thy neighbor, who is an Israelite, a Hebrew, right?
Just one quick thing to add, because the spirit that he's coming in is the spirit of Cain. Because he's coming up, he's not being his brother's keeper. But I have one thing just to bring up, because it said the greatest commandment is to serve the Father, right? But it says here in Psalms 121, it says, Psalms 121 verse 5, it says, Yahweh is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. So basically, the Lord is actually being your keeper, right? So if the Lord is being your keeper, you being on a low level, right? Why can't you be your keeper of your brother if the Lord's keeping you? You got to think of things like that as well. That's why I said earlier, you're coming in the spirit of Cain, because when he went to the Lord, he said, am I my brother's keeper? So basically he's like, I don't give a shit about my brother, man. Right? So the main point is, in order for you to fulfill these commandments, you basically have to be your brother's keeper, because all these commandments that you do, it's basically it's about treating your brother right, not committing adultery, making sure you marry properly, because that's treating your brother well too, right? When you receive his daughter, right? So that's all I have on that.
And that was it? He's coming in the spirit of Esau, man.
Yeah.
In the spirit of Satan. Right? He's being the accuser of the brethren.
Oh, yeah, I got this scripture. This is 1 John 3 and 11. Need a little bit up. Okay. This is 1 John 3 and 6. I'll start at 7 and read down to 13. Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither know him. Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil committeth sin. For the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. So you're supposed to continue on what Yahushua did. That's why this word is the foundation, destroying all of the lies. So we're supposed to continue in the same works that Yahushua did back then, and keep unto it, because this is our the testimony, man. This is the will that's gonna lead the elect into the kingdom. Because we're in a place of full darkness, man, and thinking that it's light, thinking that this is illuminating, the illumination of life. This is the de-illumination of life. You have sodomites running rampant right now, man. Little kids getting sodomized, and they're getting their mind infected to be homosexual, to be a transgender, and all this nonsense, man. Their minds is getting polluted, man. Here in Ontario, they want to arrest families for trying to Christianize their family. What the hell is this? Isn't this the same devil that said you should be a Christian?
But he himself know Christian is a joke anyways, man. So maybe it's a blessing and a blessing and a curse of one, because it was the Christians who put us in slavery, man.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know the meaning of the word. Right? We are the real Christians. Right? But we don't call ourselves Christians.
That's right, because we already have a title on us. That's Israel.
That's
man.
right.
So why I gotta go put another title on top of the title?
You know what I mean?
Does that make any sense? Put another title on top of the title. Really, that word Christian is it's a byword, man. Because you had the Greeks who were into the whole wisdom, sages stuff, and they, that was like, oh, they follow Christ, and Christ, he's a Christian, Christos, it was a byword. That's all that it was. But it's a fancy title now. Well, I'm so godlike. Oh, I'm so godlike. No, just cut it out, man.
Well, when you compare it, now it comes black Hebrew Israelites. So this is what in the new speak, because back then Christian was like, oh, they're the Christians.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, she's a black Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
Show me a polka dot one, right? What do you mean the black Hebrew? No, it's Hebrew Israelites, man. So we are. We're not only black, right? What do you call the Native Americans that's carried on our sign, right? They're not black. You got from my shade of brown to like Cameron Diaz, right, who's an Israelite.
Yeah.
The Capri, who's an Israelite, right? Who today you call so-called white men. But they're white, but they're not Edomites.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't hate white people. We dislike and hate, disdain Edomites.
That's right.
Right?
Because it's more offensive to even say the real name, man, in this day and age. Because really, we're the ones that are enlightened. When people hear that name, like, oh my God, an Edomite. So, and they know in their spirit, because that's the name that you've been given from the beginning of time. You know.
He wants to be everything but Edomite, man. He wants to be Robin Hood. He wants to be Superman.
Yeah.
He Batman. He don't want to be the devil. He don't want to be Esau. He don't want to be Edomite. But why? You know what I mean?
That's what you are. That's what you are.
Yeah, we are everything but Israelites.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So you don't want us to be. You don't want to be Edomite. You don't want us to be Israelite. Then who is that? Who's Edomite? Who's Israelite then? One of us. It's gotta be somebody.
I want to be everybody else but a Edomite. Instead of what they all died off in the Jewish-Roman wars and all this bullshit.
What about cuts that it says there's no end in Ecclesiastes. There's no ending to all the men. Or something.
All the people, yeah.
All the people, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts that, man. Like, this book is real, man. This book is our guide. This is our map, right? This is what's gonna get us out of what we've been programmed to believe. All that lies, man. It's gonna tear down all the strongholds, man. Right? So there's no way we're gonna listen to anything that say to us, Esau and Yakanan, who's probably a tear, man. Because he's coming in the spirit of Satan.
Yeah. Let me finish the rest of this so I get, what was that? Is that 8? Yeah. Verse 8. So 1 John 3:8. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of God do not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin, because he is born of God. In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother. Because this is what Satan's about, man. Just like going back in the garden, when Cain and Abel, he killed his brother. Because he did a more righteous sacrifice before the living power. And he was commanded to, because it was an oral commandment. It was a written down commandment. It was you know. And then you had Esau, who wanted to burn vegetables, man. Burn things of the seed. That's madness.
Vegan. This vegan, this doctrine is pushing. Like, man, Esau got everything tainted, man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with eating some carrots and some lettuce and kale here and there, but yo, Esau leaving one stone unturned. He's got everything.
You want to keep that meat to himself.
Yeah, like, you know.
What? God, he's eating this meat. No, this is mine. Devil.
Vegan. Devil.
Yeah, devil, man. Verse 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that ye should love one another, which is keeping the commandments. That's what it's about. Not, oh, I love you. What the